Speak.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for the Environment and Energy. Will the Minister update the House on action the government is taking to strengthen the electricity market and reduce pressure on power prices so that hard-working Australian families and businesses can get ahead? Minister, what are the risks with alternative approaches?
The Minister for the Environment and Energy.
Well, thank you, Mr Speaker, and I thank the honourable member for Boothby for her question, and know that she is focused on delivering lower power prices for households and for businesses across her electorate, including Patriti Wines in Dover Gardens, which is a fourth-generation family-owned business which employs around 30 people, Mr Speaker. And those members on this side of the House from South Australia, including from Barker, including from Sturt, Mr Speaker, and including from Grey, know that in South Australia, because of the faults of the Weatherall government, on average power prices are 20% more than across the rest of the country, Mr Speaker. That is why we have taken action to intervene in the gas market, and the ACCC has reported that prices have come down by up to 50%. That is why we have passed legislation to abolish the limited merits review to stop the gaming of the system by the networks. That is why we've reached a deal with the retailers to get a better deal for millions of Australians on their power bills. That's why we're investing in storage in Snowy 2.0 and Coltana in the Upper Spencer Gulf in South Australia. And that is why we have accepted the recommendation of the independent experts on the National Energy Guarantee, which, compared to the Labor Party's emissions intensity scheme, will see the average Australian household $300 a year better off, Mr Speaker. Now, I'm asked, am I aware of any alternative approaches? Well, I know that the member for Port Adelaide, he's been a bit preoccupied as of late. Been preoccupied, too busy with his backroom buffoonery, Mr Speaker. Too busy with the backroom buffoonery, because he knows that when the Labor Party was last in office, power prices went up 100%, Mr Speaker. And he knows that the Labor Party is proposing a new tax on electricity, Mr Speaker, with the emissions intensity scheme. And that the Labor Party has a reckless 50% renewable energy target, Mr Speaker. And that the Labor Party is proposing cutting emissions across the economy by 45%, but has no plan and no detail. No wonder the Business Council of Australia has called their proposal risky and unnecessary, Mr Speaker. But most of all, the Leader of the Opposition and the Labor Party want to take the disaster and the dangerous experiment of South Australia national, Mr Speaker. That is what the Labor Party wants to do. It hasn't learnt about the mistakes of Labor governments in South Australia and now in Victoria. And only the Coalition, with its National Energy Guarantee, with its investments in storage, with its deal with the retailers, with its intervention in the gas markets, can deliver more affordable and reliable power for all Australians.